sees the highlights. Moving to Mexico, living the dream, building 100K business. But what you don't see is fear. That fear what almost stopped me from making this move. And in this video, I would like to share all the fears that were behind my decision. I want to tell you also how I deal with them, because this is the instrumental part of every entrepreneurial journey, to have fears, admit that you have them, but then to be able to deal with them in order to build your business. So the first one hit me very, very fast and was a very strong one, was money. So when you make this kind of big move, money is the first fear that smacks you into face. So what if I'm not gonna make it? What if I'm gonna burn out through all my savings? What if business is not gonna take off soon enough? These thoughts were constantly coming to my head. So what actually saved me was that I flip it around. So from, instead of saying, what if I'm not gonna make it, I was thinking, okay, so what should I actually do in order to succeed? And then I introduced my reverse engineering method, which I actually start from, okay, this is my goal, it's to make 100K. So what are the steps that I need to follow on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to achieve this final goal eventually in 12, 18 months? There is the lesson right here. Clarity kills fear always, right? So if you break down these big numbers into small actionable steps that you actually know what your next step is, then it's not that scary anymore. The money was scary, it's always a difficult subject. Then it wasn't the only thing that I had in my mind. Another one, huge one as well, is loneliness. By the way, I record a video about how I reverse engineering 100K business, so you can just go and check it out on my channel. I will also attach the link below this video. Moving across the world, leaving your family, leaving your friends, everything what is familiar was very scary, to be fair. And I was asking myself, okay, what if I completely fail alone here? What if I can build a new circle, new connections, new friendships, new relationships, you know? But I reminded myself that obviously nothing grows in a comfort zone. I needed to start thinking in a different way. So I started to create new relationship, new networks, finding new people who thinks like me. And here in Mexico, where I am, there is this magical group of people that move here from all over the world, from US, Canada, Europe, Australia, to change their lives, to also build business, or to work on themselves, on their personal growth. So it became very obvious that there are people around me. So it was just, you know, to look for them, be vulnerable, be open. And I pretty fast actually started to build this connection, which helped me massively. And this network of people became instrumental in my growth and instrumental in me building this business. And Mexico started to feel less strange as a country and more like a home. And lesson here is, wherever you go, you look for the connection, you look for people who can support you, and you create your circle, and you surround yourself with people that they're gonna support you in your journey. So it was the deepest fear. What if I'm not gonna make it? It was something that okay, I came here telling everyone that I'm building $100,000 business, and what if I fail? What happened then? The fear of public failure, of disappointing myself, my family, everybody who believed in me was huge. But also the fear of proving that those doubters were right. It was big thing as well. Because there are always doubters, right? But that is how I reframe it. So failure is not opposite of success. It's a part of it. So failure is just a data that you need to always measure, refine, and double down on something that actually works. So instead of avoiding failure, I've actually committed to document it, to document the journey, to my wins, my losses, everything I found out on the way. And because the truth is, success is built off top of the risks you are willing to take. And honestly, the fear of failure is the exactly reason I'm on the right path. Because it doesn't scare me. It's just not big enough. Money, loneliness, failure. These are my biggest fears. And fears that were keeping me really, really tight when I moved to Mexico. They are still there, they are still in the background. But every time I lean into them, I feel stronger. I feel better. I feel that I'm actually moving into right direction. So if you are waiting for your fear to disappear before you make a big move, before you make a good decision, don't. Fear is actually courage of moving forward. Now I want to hear from you if you were thinking of making this leap of faith, but something was holding you back. What was the fears you were facing, and did you make this move or you didn't? Put this in the comments. I like to hear from you. Thank you.